Here. Okay, so we're talking about the bibliography page for your paper, and we're going to practice how to put that in your Google Docs. It's super easy. But before I do that, though, turn to page
This is
100.
very weird.
We're going to go back to page
Whenever I click on a
162.
link, it opens a new window.
Okay. So, yeah, don't worry
I
about that
gotta,
right now.
I can't do this. It's way too glitchy.
Yeah, don't just watch, okay? Because you can do this later. I'm recording it. But go back to page 162 real quick.
Okay.
At the end of that article, do you guys see where it says bibliography and then it says fictitious? That means it's not real, it's a made up bibliography, it's a made up source. But this is okay because we're going to use this for practice. But do you see where it says Doe, comma, John, and then it says milestones in American transportation, and then it says transportation in America, U.S. transport 15 May 2018, and then it has a website. That's the first source that you're going to put into your Google Docs. Now, let me share the Google Docs, and I pulled up somebody else's paper. They wrote about Marilyn Monroe, but that doesn't matter. I'm just going to show you um, how to enter in your bibliography. You're going to go to your toolbar right here. If you don't see it, Nasiah, there's a little arrow. Like if I click that, it'll go away. See that? If I click down, it'll open that back up. So make sure this part of your toolbar is there. And then you're going to click Tools. Do you see it, Nasiah? Yeah. And then you're going to scroll down to where it says Citations, and there's a little quotation mark there. Do you see that on yours? Oops, you're muted, so I don't know what you're saying.
Let me unsubmit first.
Oh, yeah. Or do you need me to send it back to you? Are you
I
good?
got it.
Okay.
Boop. Okay, so tools,
Tools, and then you'll see citations.
citations. Ah, hold up.
Can I read mine? I really want to.
Found it.
Yeah,
Okay.
next week you can, but we're not done with the report yet, so we'll read it next week. Did you find it, Nasaya?
Yes, and I clicked it.
Okay, clicked it, and then it opens up a new like sidebar over here. You see that? Um,
Hmm.
you might remember this from, oh, let me delete this one because start over. Okay, so it should say MLA 8th edition. That is the style of the paper, the format. So you're going to keep it on that. And then see where it says add citation source. You can click on that. You see that, Nisaya?
Yep.
Okay, and then it's already on book, but we're going to go to a website. So click on that drop down arrow and select website.
Boop.
Okay. Then it
Mhm.
says accessed by website. So that's correct. But it says search within a URL or with a URL, and that is like what the search bar is. But for this one, it's a fictitious site, so we're gonna do it manually. So you see the button where it says cite manually? You're gonna click that.
Okay.
Okay. And now looking at your book on page 162, you're gonna type in that information. So for author, his first name is John. So we'll put in John. His last name is Doe, D-O-E. We got that. We're not going to click corporation or organization. We're going to go down here where it says title. You see that on yours too?
1 second.
Okay.
Then title.
Mm-hmm. Click on title. Now, the part on page 162, the title is in quotation marks. That's the title of the article. So you're going to type in on page 162, it says milestones in American transportation. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to type that in, milestones in. Okay, got that? And the
Yep.
next one says website title. On page 162, the website title is in italics. So that just means the font is a little slanted and it says Transportation in America. That is the title of the website. So go ahead and type that in right there. Okay, and then the publisher is the next part where it says US Transport. You see that on page 162? Okay, so we're going to type that in US Transport. And then it shows the day, the month, and the year that the title was, that the website was published. Let's see, where does that go? Oh, if you scroll down a little bit on that sidebar, you can see under URL, it says published day. So we'll just put it 15 in there. And then published month is May. Published year is 2018. And then go back up to where it says URL. URL, I can't remember what the letters stand for, but it basically is the address to the web page. So that's going to be that next part where it says mrsv.org. You see that on the page 162? Okay, so go ahead and type in that website. So Derek, you're going to do this later, okay, when your internet's better. mrsv.org/transportation.
I got it.
Okay, good. And that's all of our information on page 162. We got all that information on there. So the blue button at the bottom that says add citation source, go ahead and click that.
Boop.
Boop. Yep. So you're going to leave it like this. And later for part of your homework, you're going to go on to page 164 at the end of the second article, and then there's another bibliography on that page. You're going to do the same thing we just did. So enter in all that information. So like add citation source, and you'll go through the same steps. You'll select website and then cite manually and then enter in all that. You're going to do that for the second and the third article. Does that make sense, Messiah?
Yep.
Okay. When you're all done, it will have a button at the bottom that says add citation page. And that's when you've entered all three, then you hit that button and it'll add it to your paper. But the thing you have to know is, see how on this paper for Marilyn Monroe, my cursor is way up here. You want to make sure that you're at like the next page. So like I'm going to enter until I get to the top of the next blank page right here.
Okay.
Oh, she has a bibliography. Let me just delete that for a second. The top of the blank page here. And then when you hit add citation page, it'll add it to the last page of your document. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, good. So that's pretty much it for bibliography. When you add it though, it will say citation, I think. You want to make sure to label it, just delete that and put bibliography. So your last page should be called bibliography at the top, and then it'll have the three sources under that.
Okay.
Okay, cool. that's that. So we did that. Okay, so now back to the book.
I think it's too laggy.
Let's see, what are we doing next here? Go to,
This is too laggy.
oh yeah, do you want to move inside?
I don't know. It's loud.
Do you have any headphones you can use maybe? Use headphones. It might not be so loud.
I don't have headphones.
Here, use mine.
Go to page 178 next.
Can I just watch the recording after once you post it?
Okay, I'll just keep it recording so that in case it glitches,
Got
we
it.
can watch it later.
Bye.
Oh, you're gonna hang up? Don't hang up.
Yeah.
You can't hear
It's
me?
too laggy. I can, but it's like way too laggy. It's like you're breaking up.
Okay. Well, try to hang on. Don't hang up yet because
Okay.
what we're going to do is you're going to write two more paragraphs about transportation in America. So if you look on page 178, this is Roman numeral 2. This is where you're going to pick your second topic. And remember, the topics that we labeled in the margins were actually four different things. We found the Erie Canal was one mode of transportation. The Transcontinental Railroad was another one. And there were a couple articles that talked about cars or automobiles. And then we heard only one paragraph about airplanes. So we're not going to choose airplanes because it only had one article that had information. But you guys are going to choose two others. So if you did your first paragraph on the Erie Canal, you're also going to write about one paragraph is going to be about the Transcontinental Railroad, and another paragraph is going to be about the cars. Does that make sense? So you'll end up with 3 paragraphs about each one of those modes of transportation. So if I open this up, and you can't see on my camera, but you've got one side that says source A, source B, and then source C, and then you've got your fused. This is for your second topic. And then if you turn the page, you're going to see for the third topic, Roman numeral 3, you see source A, source B, and source C. So you guys are going to write 2 more paragraphs about the transportation.
I think I forgot to do my paragraph
What did you write about first?
first.
Cars?
First. Car.
Okay, the
I
car.
put it in the chat.
Oh,
My
okay.
paragraph.
Okay, I don't see it yet, but so you're going to choose then for paragraph 2, you can do the railroad or the Erie Canal, but both of you guys are going to end up with 3 paragraphs. They're all going to be about the 3 topics: Erie Canal, Transcontinental Railroad, and cars, but you can have them in a different order. Does that make sense?
Why can we do the airplane? I want to do the airplane.
Well, they said you can't do that one because there's only one paragraph about it. You got to
Put
have
it in B then.
2.
Put it in
Yeah.
B.
No. All right. So that's going to be your homework. I want to give you in time in class to work on that. But before we get started on that, we do have vocabulary words. They're back now. And I forgot to tell you to cut them out. So you probably didn't get to cut them out. But at the back of your book, it's lesson 18 has words back here. Go to the cards in the back. And if you didn't get a chance to cut them out, that's okay. You can cut them out later, add them to your ring. But let's review these real quick. So this is page 367 at the back. These are your cards for lesson 18. So Nasaya, how about you pick one word to do first?
Profound.
Okay.
Of deep meaning or significance. The Yes,
Inventions. Yeah.
made a profound change on the country.
Okay, good. And the picture shows different objects like a
Sewing machine.
yeah.
I cut all my vocabulary cards out a while ago, but I don't
Oh,
have them with me right now.
Sad.
oh, okay. So Messiah, I guess you got to do all of them.
Oh,
No, I'll just search up the definitions.
You're gonna
And
do what?
search up the definitions.
Search up? Well, I don't think
I
you
can
can
search
while
up
you're
the
on,
definitions of
I don't think you can while you're on
what?
Zoom.
I can't hear you.
It's glitchy.
gonna
I
get
can.
even worse.
I'm gonna let Messiah do it. Pick another one, Messiah.
Thrive.
Good.
To grow vigorously, to gain in wealth.
Vigorously is that word. So
Vigorously.
yeah.
I need to see the list. I forgot
Important
what they were.
for the country to thrive.
Okay, she just did thrive, which was here, turn it this way, which was this one. So it's basically train, like
What's that one with the horse?
and then she did profound.
Automobile.
Milestone.
Yeah, do milestone next.
Search up the definition real quick. It'll take 10 years.
A significant event or step in life
It's not
or
showing
in
me
progress.
Derek, I don't think it's a good idea to look it up because you're glitching. So just
It's not even showing the definition.
Or
Showing like a YouTube channel.
a significant
no, don't do that. You need to stop talking so you can hear Nisaya.
advancement of transportation.
Are you reading the milestone one?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically the picture is showing that they don't have to ride horses anymore because now they have the automobile. Okay, and then the last one's innovative. Mm-hmm.
Creative, able to think of new ideas and methods.
Okay,
The
good.
invention of the automobile was one of the most innovative projects.
That's going to be an adjective describing the projects. So that's pretty good. Okay, go back to 182 in your book, page 182. I know we're flipping all over the place. That's all right. 182. Down here, the vocabulary practice, we'll do that one first real quick. Blank men
I'm going inside.
Okay. Transformed transportation in the 1800s. What vocabulary would fit right there, do you think? We have, I'll tell you what the words are again. Milestone, thrive, innovative, and profound. What would work in that sentence? Blank men transformed transportation in the 1800s. What do you think, Nisaya?
Thrive.
No, because that's actually going to be like a verb. So it's going to be, which one?
Thriving.
Thriving men. Maybe. I think actually innovative would work better there because innovative men, that means creative men, or they're able to think of new ideas and methods. So we can put innovative there. That would work better, I think. Innovative men. And then number 2 says new modes of transportation brought blank changes to America.
Profound.
Yes, good. Okay. The openers are listed here. If you want to use that later before you start writing your paragraphs, then you can think ahead on using those openers. But I want to use the rest of class time to work on your keyword outlines. So let's go back to.
I can actually hear you now.
Yeah. Okay. Is that better?
Also, I wanted to answer the second one.
What was the second one?
I forgot.
We said profound. We thought profound would work there. All right. Now we're going to work on. What was that, Derek?
Thriving changes? I don't know.
Profound.
Yeah, I know.
That one works. Thriving is more like a verb, so you can't use it as an adjective. You would say someone is thriving, so that one's a little different. Okay, back to this is on page 178. You guys, I want to use the rest of class time for you guys to start building your keyword outlines so you're ready to write your paragraphs. So you get to choose your second topic. So go ahead and put in the chat, or you can just tell me. What topic are you going to pick for your second paragraph? Your choices are Erie Canal, Transcontinental Railroad, or cars.
I'll do the automobile.
Automobile.
The automobile.
And you got railroad. Okay, perfect. I see it, Derek. I see it. I see it. You can stop now.
The Transcontinental Railroad. That was an interesting one.
Yes. So for Derek,
we're switching topics.
Yeah, we are, aren't we?
That's all right.
There you like the Erie Canal.
You can put transcontinent. Oops.
Such a long word.
I know. RR for your first one. And then for the second one, you could just put trans and then RR. That way you can abbreviate it just for the outline part. Okay, so Derek, go ahead and start writing that in for your topic. And then you're going to do cars, Nisaya. So the cars, one of them didn't talk about the cars. Do you remember which one?
I believe that was B.
Okay.
So only A and C talked about cars?
Yeah, so only A and C. So you don't have to do B for cars.
And A and B are talking about
my pencil A, B, and C. Hold on, Derek. A, B, and C talk about the Transcontinental Railroad.
Oh.
You gotta do all three.
Away. They're gonna get it.
So, Derek, you need to be sitting at a table or a desk or something because you're gonna need to flip around in your book. Gotta be able to flip back and forth to find those facts. You can go ahead and get started, Nisaya. I'll try to get Derek going here.
Okay.
I found it.
Okay.
My pencil.
Are you sitting on your bed right now?
Yep.
Okay, that's okay then. Lay your book flat in front of you, and you're going to have to flip back and forth between the articles and this page 178 and 179, okay? And start writing down some facts that you find. Start with Article A. And I want you to start working by yourself. I'm going to give you time in class to get started on your homework. Derek, are you working on it? Okay.
Where are the articles? I forgot
So,
where they're.
okay. So the articles are from last week. This is a
They
two-part
disappeared.
lesson. So your first article is going to be on page 161. That's article A, source A.
They disappeared.
Well, go back to page 161. It's there. And it's at the bottom. That last paragraph on 161 is about the railroad. So use that paragraph
They're
to.
back. I found them.
Okay.
Yay! I found it.
Okay. The more you can do during class, the less you have to do later. So I recommend you get going on it.
Rarely hear you. Yeah. I'm circling all the facts that I'm going to use.
Okay. That's a good idea. First.
Yes. I don't see the part. I don't see the part about railroads in C, the article C.
Okay, let
It's
me
only
check.
in two articles.
Oh,
Oh,
It's
well, there
only
you go.
it's not in C.
So you don't have
that's
to
what I
do
thought.
C. You can
Mhm.
cross it out.
Okay.
And then go ahead and work on your fused then. So you're going to fuse A and B. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Make sure that the facts you choose, though, for your fused outline are different. So you don't want to copy two of the same facts. Does that make sense?
I thought I was using the. I thought I was like combining them.
Yes, you're combining them. So you're going to use from A, you're going to pick, well, let's
Yeah, I
see.
was gonna pick like 3 from A and 4 from B.
Okay, perfect. You can do that. As long as what you're copying is not the same. Like if you copy something about, let's see, like the tunnels that had to be blasted through the mountains, you don't want to use that same fact two times in a row. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So when you do your fused, make sure they're different facts that you copy down. Okay, okay, we don't need that right now.
I'm sleepy.
I'm giving you guys 2 more minutes, so keep working, Derek, and then I'm going to talk about something else before you go.
You can barely see me. Oh,
Keep working, okay? Keep working on that fused outline.
I'm not doing the fused outline yet.
Oh, okay. Then keep working on whichever one you're on.
I was circling the facts,
Oh, okay.
starting on the source A.
Okay. Okay, go ahead and finish up the one you're working on, the number that you're working on right there. Finish writing the words. And then I want you to turn to page 176. This one. Okay, so pause from circling your words, Derek. I want you to go to page 176. So what we're going to do next is talk about preparing for the next lesson. But there's two things I want to point out to you. Look where it says note here on this page. This is page 176. The
Yeah.
paragraphs you wrote in lessons 17 and 18, those are the paragraphs you're going to finish this week for transportation, will be used to compose a 5-paragraph report with an introduction and a conclusion in lesson 25. They just want you to know that. So later, a few weeks down the road, we're going to write more about the transportation. So don't worry about that really for now. You're just going to focus on paragraphs 2 and 3 this week. That's your homework. But then it says in this box right here, lesson 19, which is going to be next week, you will write a report about the sinking of the Lusitania. One source of information will be provided for you. You must find 2 additional sources either from the library or the internet. Choose fairly short, simple sources: history textbooks, encyclopedia articles, short children's books, and internet articles labeled for kids usually work well. So you guys are going to, part of your homework, other than writing the 2 paragraphs, is to find 2 sources. You can go to the library if your parent has time for that. If not, you can just find 2 sources online. But in the Google search, I'm going to have you put a note here underneath this. Put Google and then put ... You're going to look it up like this. That word, Lusitania, for kids. And check with your parents before you just go to Google, because there's weird stuff on Google sometimes. So you want to make sure that you're searching safely. And you're going to put in the Google bar Lusitania for kids. And that way you're going to see some articles. And let me show you real quick what it looks like. I'll go to Google so you can see that. Let me share this really quick. When you open up a new tab, you're going to go to Google like this. And in that little search bar, you're going to put Lusitania for kids. And you're going to see a whole list of stuff. When you type in for kids, it really helps your search. So make sure you use that. And like I said, check with your parents before you just go to Google. The first one is Britannica Kids. If I click on that, it pulls up an article. This is a good one. I want you to notice these tabs right here. You see where it says kids and it says students and then it says scholars. You guys are in the student category. So you're going to go to student and then you're going to see a nice few paragraphs here about that event. In order to print it, you have to highlight it like this. You guys probably know how to do that, right? You can highlight it and double click on it or right click on it and select print. That's one way to do it. I'll put all this in your Google Classroom so you know the steps, but that way you can print this article and bring it to class next week. You're going to need 2. So like I said, you can go to the library if your parents have time for that. If they don't, you can find 2 articles online. This is a good one. And if I go back, I'm going to go back to my list here. There's a couple others. This one's called Ducksters. That's a good website. If I click on that, you can see another article here on Ducksters about that event. So you're only going to pick 2. When you print it, you're just going to highlight it and then right click. You guys understand what I mean by right click or double click? Print it? Okay. So print 2 articles to bring to class next week about the Lusitania. I'm thinking that's a thumbs up because you're upside down. And yeah, okay, I get it. Anyway, I recorded all this if you guys need to go back and watch how to do the bibliography and how to search for your 2 articles. But your homework this week, I'll say it one more time, is to finish this report about the transportation milestones. You're going to write 2 more paragraphs. So by the end of it, you're going to turn in 3 paragraphs total. And there's a checklist, Derek. The checklist is
Reading.
as it was last week. So make sure you include all the things from your checklist.
I memorized the checklist.
So I know that you forget stuff on the checklist. So I want to make sure you're listening to me right now. Go ahead,
Okay.
turn yourself right side up.
Okay. I was orbiting Earth.
Make sure you use your checklist when you write your paragraphs. Okay, Derek? That's how I grade your work. You got to have your dress ups in there and your openers and your topic clinchers, all that. Okay. All right, you guys, that's it for today. Have a great
Bye.
I'll see you next week.
I got a joke. I got a
Bye.
joke.